Okay, here we go. Day 5 of the Euros. We're getting through this pretty quick. Euro 2020-21. Now I'm just having a look at my phone because I need to recap what we predicted. Okay, how did the predictions go in the last round? Well, I predicted England to win 2-1 and they won 1-0. The mighty England rolling on yet again. Hopefully they can do the same to the Jocks on Friday. Austria 3, Macedonia 1 was the prediction. Nailed it. Perfect. And Netherlands 2, Ukraine 2. It was actually 3-2 to the Netherlands. They got a late goal, so almost right. So not too bad with the predictions. What else did we have? The next day we had the mighty Scotland. I predicted 1-0 to Scotland, and they battered the Czech Republic. But two amazing goals from Schlick. Schlick is his name. Especially that second goal from the halfway line was pretty hilarious. Czech Republic won 2-0. Didn't get that one right. And Poland versus Slovakia. I took 1-1. It was 2-1. Bit of a surprise to Slovakia. And right on cue, the AC starts vibrating. Ooh. Anyway, let's move on. What do we have next? Oh, did I predict Spain, Sweden? Yes, I did. I said Spain would be 2-0, beating Sweden. That was 0-0. Very boring. Didn't actually watch that one. Well, I think that about covers the recap. So what do we have next? Tonight we have Portugal versus Hungary. So Portugal looking to win their second European Championships. Always a formidable opponent in the Euros. They want to make a good start to Group F. They've got Germany, France and Hungary. And Hungary can't be underestimated, you know. Maybe they will surprise one of the big three in that group. It's a group of death. Every tournament has to have a group of death, of course. I think Hungary possibly could surprise somebody. Quite a young team again, I believe. Their history, though, they've finished, just checking my notes, 3rd at the 64 European Championship, 4th in 72, but didn't qualify for Euro 2016. But they did top Group F in the last European Championship. That's not right. Did they? That was in their qualifiers, wasn't it? No. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about now. I haven't even got this written down. I'm sure Hungary did beat... No, they got knocked out by Belgium. That was it in the last round of 16. There you go. It's all in there somewhere, honest. Okay, how did they get to the Euros? They got their spot in the final by overcoming the likes of Bulgaria. Historically quite good, not so good now. Iceland, who've been developing of late, when they scored a last-minute winner from, and I will try and say it, Dominik Szoboszlai. Anyway, he scored the winner for Hungary. Just call him Goulash. Anyway, he's been ruled out though, I believe, in this competition. So, who's the manager of Hungary is the one and only Marco Rossi. He used to play for Italy. Actually looks the double of a bit of a younger version of Tim Booth from James, the group. Listen to James, they're very good. Everybody knows they're my favourite. And they're actually, the Hungary team are a bit unbeaten in the last 11 matches in all competitions. Although they've been playing, I think, like likes of Andorra, that kind of teams. But still unbeaten, always good. Yeah, they recorded a win over Cyprus, just reading about that. They got a goalless draw with Republic of Ireland, which means nothing considering the state of the Republic of Ireland at the moment. Apologies to all you paddies out there, but most of you are telling me the same. But it's very important, this game, because if Portugal don't get anything from it, they've got to go then to Munich to play Germany, I think June the 19th, and then hopefully they will flare, but they'll play France in Budapest on June the 23rd, so you've got to get something out the opening game. Same applies for Germany versus France, which I will come to in a second. Remember the last Euros though, I don't think Portugal won a single game in the group stages, and they drew all of their matches, but they still managed to qualify in 3rd, which is again an option in this tournament. But one of these three could go at the first hurdle. Remember Germany did it in the last World Cup? Haha, don't mention that. Alright, where else have we? Yeah, but I said Portugal do have a very strong team. They have a strong record in this competition, but they've got the likes of Fernandes from Man United, Ronaldo, still doing it at the age of 35, is he now? Is he 402? Still got it. I think they're going to be on form. They're a good competition. They're a good tournament side. They always are. Let's see how they get going. They're on the back of an unbeaten run, I think, at the moment, and they drew with Spain 0-0, but again, after Spain's performance yesterday, does that really mean much? They did thump Israel 4-0 recently, but that was just in a friendly. Friendlies don't count in my view, they're just an exercise. Okay, recent form, Hungary are 1 drawn, 1-1, 1 drawn, so unbeaten there, as I said. And Portugal's form, very similar, of 1-1 drawn, 1 drawn 1. 1-1, drawn 1, drawn 1. So they're both unbeaten in the last 6. But again, friendlies coming into it, does it really matter? Prediction, I think Portugal will be too strong with Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo playing, Cristiano Ronaldo. I see some good defending from Hungary, might get one on the break if they're lucky, but I think it'll finally become overcome for a 1-0 win to Portugal. I think Hungary will hold out, bit gritty, bit of an underdog. They'll hold out to about 60th, 70th minute, and I think Portugal will score and win only 1-0. It might even be a Ronaldo penalty. You can predict that. But I do feel, though, I will stick with my 1-0, but I do feel if Portugal score earlier, then it could open floodgates and it could be 3 or 4-0. But I'll stick with 1-0. Okay, the other match in that group, France versus Germany. They don't come any bigger than this. Well, they do if it's England versus Scotland, I guess. The current world champions, France, taking on the perennial penalty shootout winners, Germany. Yes. But Didier Deschamps, the French manager, they're already tipped to avenge the 2016 final defeat and go all the way this year. Joachim Löw, the German Die Mannschaft manager, Die Mannschaft means team in Germany, in case you're wondering, it's his last chance with them. I think he's put his resignation in. Yeah, he's 61, Joachim Löw, and he's resigning after this tournament. But they've had some really bad results of late. I remember the 6-0 drubbing at the hands of Spain, a 2-1 defeat to North Macedonia. Yes, they got beat by them. But then they put 7 past Latvia in their final warm-up game before this. So never write off Germany. Do it at your peril. I actually picked a random team to win the tournament and put £10 on them. And I got Germany. I thought, well, you never know. You just never know with Germany. They'll either walk it or they'll just get thrashed tonight. So, but against France, well, it's a bit of a mouth-watering tie. As my mouth watered a bit there. You've got the likes of Mbappe, Benzema coming back into form for France. Germany just aren't the force they were. But they also have a 12-game unbeaten record during the opening games of their Euros. They've never been beaten in their first game in the Euros. So it's not a recent record, it's in all the Euros. Stop waffling. France form at the minute is 1 drawn, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1. They keep winning. German form is lost 1-1, lost drawn 1. So they have losses. As I say, they're not really the side that they were, not the tide. But a bit like the Portugal game. For me, France will be too strong. Like, so you get the magic from Mbappe, Benzema, even Pogba. If he turns up, if he decides to play, which he usually does for France, he'll be amazing. I'll see some good defending from the Germans, but again I think that'll be overcome for a 1-0 win to France. Exactly the same result as I predicted for the Portugal-Hungary game. I think there'll be a lot of defending. I think France will batter them down. Germany will have the chances on the break, but I just think France will score 60th, 70th minute, and they'll get it. They'll win it. However, again, like the first match, I'm sticking with my 1-0 prediction. But if France were to score earlier, I think they could batter Germany. I really do. They could do a real statement victory, similar to what Belgium and Italy have done, where they could really put the gauntlet down to the rest of the tournament if they put Germany away first match. Very important. First match is important. France winning is not that important to me, but personally, I'd like to see a 4-4 draw. Both teams having to sweat it out for qualification in the next round after Hungary beat Portugal 3-0. That would be my dream results tonight, but it ain't going to happen. But I'd like to see lots of goals tonight. Okay, I think that's the predictions. That's only the 2 games. So we have Portugal versus Hungary, 1-0 to Portugal. France versus Germany, 1-0 to France. I do believe, actually, checking his notes, there are games tomorrow, which I'm not going to record another one for them. So who's playing tomorrow? Let me just check. The almighty iPhone, which all-knowing, all-seeing oracle that it is, tells me we have Finland. Oh yes, I remember my predictions for this. Finland versus the Russian Federation, Turkey versus Wales. Controversially, I've gone 0-0 for both games. I've just got a feeling that Finland-Russia will be a ball draw, Turkey-Wales, and it will be an exciting, not an exciting 0-0 draw. But I just got a feeling there's going to be no goals tomorrow. Don't know why, and I definitely going to have a bet on it, because when I get that feeling, you know it's going to happen. So yeah, 0-0s across the board tomorrow. You heard it here first. And then I'll return. I'll do so. We've got Italy versus Switzerland the day after, Ukraine, North Macedonia. I'll give you my predictions for those and a couple of games after that. Okay, that's about it for the predictions for today for Euro 2020-21, 2020-2021, as it's now known. If you don't like football though, don't forget to listen to podcast 42. You can find it if you Google. If you Google this channel, Chris Kit, you'll find Podcast 42 there as well. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on all of the good channels. And if you don't like football, the latest episode has no football in it, apart from maybe about 30 seconds, where I talk about Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United. Yes, I do talk about that. Anyway, this episode's all about languages, etymology, and the words we use in the English language that's been bastardised, cannibalised around the world, and where we've stolen our words from as well. And if you like travelling, tenuous link, we're talking about Euros. The episode before that was all about airports and flying, and all the airlines I've flown with, and been lucky enough to fly with, and unlucky enough to fly with, and some of the airports I've been lucky enough to visit, and unlucky enough to visit. Anyway, check out Podcast 42. It's better than this shite, if I was honest. It's not really that shite as well, but okay, waffling again. No more ukulele today. Enjoy the Euros. And by the way, don't forget, Hartlepool United in the final of the National League playoffs against Torquay United this weekend. Come on, Pools. Never say die. And also, come on, England against the Jocks on Friday, but we will talk about that before it happens. Next time.